Train Hartnett is the infamous gunman Black Cat, a cold-blooded assassin who works for the organization known as Kronos, bearing the mark 13 on his body. Most of his life was surrounded by violence, so Train is quite asocial and uncaring. However, his life changes as he encounters the mysterious Sweeper, Saya. Her unique way of living interested Train, but tragedy occurs, resulting in Train changing the way he has lived towards the life of a sweeper, with newfound friends, Sven and Eve. How's it going, everybody? Black Cat was always intriguing to me. I remember seeing the ad all the time on the numerous DVDs that I owned back in high school, and it always just seemed up my alley, but for whatever reason, I never watched it. So, one of my patrons decided to recommend it to me for a review, and did I like it? Let's find out. So, starting with the positives, I do gotta say the action is pretty damn cool. Black Cat is a battle action series, and you need really good action, and the action's very awesome. I love the unique powers. You got one character with hair that can turn into a fist and just fuck their day up, or turn into a shield. You got some people that can manipulate the wind. You got some guy with a really powerful scarf. There is a ton of cool powers into this. So if you're like Miasma Senpai, who loves powers in anime, you'll love this show. I also found the animation to be fairly solid, and this is coming from Studio Gonzo, who unfortunately has a reputation of putting out lower quality anime. But for this one, they definitely tried. I also really enjoy meeting the different Kronos members, learning what their number is, learning what their power was, and seeing what they would do in a fight. And my favorite thing about this show was definitely the fights. I also liked Train as a main character. I thought he was pretty funny, and he can be serious when he needs to be. Now, unfortunately, that's it for my positives. As we transition into the negatives, I do gotta say, the music wasn't really that good. The opening, while the animation is pretty nice, I couldn't get into the song. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think it would have been better if it was like a rock song or something like that, but I wasn't feeling it. And the background music, while it does work within the scene, it's not grabbing me, and I didn't feel attached to the music in the show. And also, I gotta say, the story was pretty uninteresting as well. While I do like the main character, Train, and I do like some of the other characters along with Train, but for the first part, it feels like a Monster of the Week just finding the different numbers. And while I didn't mention before that I like learning about the numbers, getting to that character just felt kind of boring, and I felt that the pacing was a little off. Now, towards the second half, it does pick up a lot faster, and things start to get more interesting, especially the last 5 episodes. Those were awesome, but for the most part, it did have some pacing issues. I watched the show with its English dub, and it was a pretty solid dub. I tried watching the show in the Japanese, though, and while the Japanese actors did a good job, I don't know. When it comes to slow pacing anime, or at least a show that has a slow start like this one, I kind of prefer to watch the dub just because it's a much more soothing and I can get through it a lot faster. Overall, I did enjoy Black Cat, at least the second half. The first half was kind of a chore to get through, and the pacing was slow, and there were some pretty boring characters along the way. But overall, it wasn't bad. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if you've seen Black Cat, and let me know what you think. And to those that have read the manga, is that any better? Big thanks to Miasma Senpai, Warpbait, and My Name is Doofy for supporting me on Patreon. You guys are awesome.